Sometimes you can slip and duck defensive linemen before they start putting it on your ass. Joe, the 49ers versus Drew Brees.
Oh man. Well, the Saints won the game, but lost the battle. They lost the battle, but they won the war overall. James Wilson is not going to be inserted as the quarterback from here on out.
That's not true. Sean Payton said he ain't made up his mind yet. I'm lying. We all know that's bullshit. I just want to say that bullshit.
They lost Drew Brees to multiple fractured ribs and a collapsed lung, so he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. We'll see what Jameis has to do. I mean, he came in, he had the LASIK eye surgery, so hopefully he doesn't turn into, he's only be half a season, so he'll be 15 for 15. Hopefully he doesn't do nothing like that and go crazy, but I wish him success. Tampa Bay, ducked out on him. I just hope that he comes in and runs his offense. He has a running back that can catch the ball. He has one of the best receivers in the league in regards to Mike Thomas. Hey, I got high hopes for him.
Me personally, I think that this is a blessing in disguise. Just like last year, Drew Brees is washed. He may come back better because he gonna have a whole month off to heal, and his arm may be ready to function properly. But Drew Brees' arm has been dead for the last 2 years. Sean Payton is a good enough coach to whereas he'll cater our offense to what Jameis Winston does best. You'll see a lot more deep balls from Sanders. Michael Thomas is gonna magically come back, and next thing you know, Jameis Winston is going to look like the dude that you thought he was going to do. Jameis Winston is a chance taker, and you deal with it. Okay, if Jameis Winston was white, he'll be a gunslinger. So give him that white gunslinger shit. I'm not telling you that Jameis Winston is a world beater. I don't think that LASIK thing has anything to do with it. I think it has everything to do with the fact that Ben Roethlisberger, check the tape. He had the most interceptions in his career, even though I think he's highly overrated, but that's another conversation for another show. He has the highest amount of interceptions in his career with BA as his coach. Peyton Manning has the highest amount of interceptions in his career with BA as his coach. Andrew Luck has the highest amount of interceptions in his career with BA as his coach. Jameis Winston, we heard Louis Riddick, y'all didn't hear, but I heard Louis Riddick say it. Half the interceptions that Jameis threw last year were not his fault. Let's go with some of those. He said half of those were people running the wrong route and giving up on routes. How about some of those missed balls that get tipped into other people's hands? How about having one of the worst offensive lines in the National Football League? And then some of the worst offensive line in the National Football League. I don't think he's not as good as I think he is, and he's not as bad as reported, Joe. I don't think the LASIK thing helps a whole lot. I just think that's you playing an offense. Listen to the title of the offense. No risk it, no biscuit. That means risk the football. When you throw the ball into tight windows and take chances, what happens? Linebackers and DBs get opportunities. So it's easy to blame the black guy, but KMA. Because Jameis Winston is better than everybody in the NFC East. He's better than everybody. We can just go through football and pick out divisions of football, or divisions of teams that Jameis Winston would be the best quarterback in that entire division. So Sean Payton is an astute enough coach to tailor-make a game plan to Jameis Winston, and I think it's going to be a better situation. And the offense will be able to stretch down the field, so I think it's going down. Meet me at the trap. I'm going down. The Bungles versus the Steelers. Y'all could take that, or do y'all really want to just skip to the Ravens?
Yeah, that was domination right there.
Yeah, that was total domination this round. Complication. Raven, the Deacon Dales versus the what's his name, Gregos.
Man, this is. I mean, wasn't playing a factor, but you couldn't tell from the New England side. They ran the ball. Cam did his thing. It just seemed like more so when Bill Belichick did what he's supposed to do. Took away more so Mark Andrews in regards to not having that explosive plays. Again, whether might be a factor. And they limited to more so the running game. And New England put a game plan together. Cam didn't really turn the ball over. And they won. I mean, because they wasn't dead yet. So you don't see what happens as Cam moves on.
I think this is a perfect example of Bill Belichick's excellent in regards to coaching. Cam Newton is earning his pay. He's not turning over the ball. If you put like Big Illinois made a statement last week, Cam Newton is Phillip Rivers with speed, but Cam Newton been to a Super Bowl. Cam Newton had a league MVP, and I would argue that if you put LaDainian Tomlinson, Jackson, and Gates on a team with Cam Newton, they'd win the Super Bowl, and they wouldn't hit Bob Sanders 3 times in the NFC Championship game. They wouldn't hit Rodney Harrison twice in the AFC Championship game, and they just wouldn't do it. But that's neither here nor there. I just think this is an example of while y'all count Belichick out, he still got a couple tricks up his sleeve. He's still Bill Belichick. And yeah, I said cheat because I think he's cheating, because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And I don't care. If you don't like Bill Belichick, all I need you to do is grab the nearest chair, and y'all know what's about to happen. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. I think Ray the Kev just said something. Let me read this chat. Winston had he had a bad season because he was under pressure. He was under Bruce Arians. He really is the only one. He really only had one bad year. The Saints are not fools. He's their future. I agree with Ray the Kev, man. I agree with Ray the Kev because I don't think I'm a Jameis Winston guy. I've been a Jameis Winston guy since the very first time I saw him on national television, hyping up his teammates in Florida State. I watched a couple of those high school all-star games. He kicked ass. He's a natural leader. I think he got some excellent coaching now. I think this is the Drew Brees Project Part 2. Shout out to Drew Brees for cock blocking on Teddy Bridgewater. And now he ain't going to be able to cock block on Jameis Winston. Because if Jameis Winston get on this role that me and Kev think he's going to get on, hey, Drew, you'll be Phil Simms for the rest of the season, cheering it on. The dumbass Bears versus the dumbass Vikings. What you say, Big Illinois?
I didn't mean to cut you off, just to piggyback off what y'all was saying. He can actually throw the ball deep to Thomas and these other receivers, Emmanuel. So they're going to be trying to stretch the field now that they got somebody that can actually throw the ball deep.
Yes, sir.
And you can see now. I'm telling you, he can see now. Look, believe me, he can see now.
And he's an underrated scrambler too. So
right.
I'm looking forward to see if they give him the chance. We'll see.
Man, they know Taysom Hill his ass ain't worth 1,000 cookies, man.
Right.
They know that.
You asked about the Chicago Cubs and the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. The dumbass Bears versus the dumbass Vikings.
They had 149 yards of offense against Minnesota's defense. That's all I'm going to say for the rest of it. And we can go to the next.
Oh, that's it. Matt Nagy, he needs to be fired. Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles should help him carry his shit to his car and get in with him and leave. These are 3 of the most inept people I've seen in football in a very long time. I have zero respect for his ability as a coach. I ain't trying to hear it. I tried my best not to excoriate him in regards to coaching, but he said, "No, rap, I ain't shit. Go on say it." So I'm gonna go on say it. Dude ain't shit.
Hey, he walked into the meeting at the end of the game like old boy old half face. All right, who's coming with me?
right. All right, who's coming with me?
Hey, everybody else defense, the Cordell Patterson was like, "Nah, man, I'm we said you go ahead."
Yeah. They should fire him tonight, tomorrow night. They should fire him every day until Sunday.
Well, they off this week.
Well, this might be the only Sunday we know they're not gonna lose. With that being said,
shout out to Kirk Cousins for finally winning the primetime game. They finally took it to him.
He don't get credit for that shit, man. You don't get credit for that.
I tried.
You don't get credit for that shit. Dude is horrible. Dude, they didn't. This is team. These are two teams right here that management just can't get out their own fucking way. You don't re-sign Teddy Bridgewater. You let Diggs go. Diggs wanted to go because he knew y'all was gonna put the ball in Cousins' hands, and he wasn't gonna be looking like crap. He was gonna be looking like crap. Thielen is mad overrated. This dude Cousins is stealing. If Kirk Cousins is not showing up every Tuesday, if he don't show up 16 Tuesdays with a fucking mask on and not the kind for COVID, with a ski mask, because his ass is stealing. He is stealing. But the Vikings and the Bears, if you put their general manager ownership in the room, you could come up with one brain. So, come on, man. The Minnesota Vikings consistently put up a very good team for the last 30 years, man. Think about it, man. The Vikings when the Vikings go down, they don't go down long. They consistently have mad talent on their team, and they have mismanaged that shit to the nth degree. I'm pissed off, and I'm not even a Vikings fan. I just like sports. I think the people in Minnesota deserve better. My bad, Mook. I meant to say Mook. I'm thinking about RC while I'm saying what's up to Mook. But yeah, man, if RC was still in the room, he'd tell y'all. The Minnesota, think about it, man. All the talent that they've been through Minnesota and they ain't won a Super Bowl. All that fucking talent that has gone through Minnesota. Anthony Carter, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Jake Reed, Robert Smith, Adrian Peterson, Chris Dolman, John Randall, Joey Browner. All that fucking talent, they ain't won a Super Bowl. Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon. They even had Jeff George playing good up there. And they've been reduced to Kirk Cousins. Really? You talk, man, if Ed Lover, the people of Minnesota should pay Ed Lover to come up there and blow their horn and say through their fucking megaphone, come on, son. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. And the Bears, all I got to say is this. The Bears have had either had a borderline Hall of Famer or a Hall of Famer at every position on the field. Doug Plank, Gary Fensick, Mark Carrier, excellent safeties. Peanut Tillman, Leslie Frazier, and a couple others that I can't think of. Excellent DBs. Fake ass Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Wilbur Marshall, Otis Wilson, Mike Singletary, Richard Dent, Mike, what's that boy name? Dan, what is his name? I can't think his name. I keep wanting to call him Dan McNeil. I can see his face. Not Dan Hampton is in the Hall of Fame, and the defensive tackle who should be in the Hall of Fame. He turned into a wrestler for like 5 minutes on the defensive side. You got the Steve McMichael. You had a myriad of great offensive linemen. The center. I can't think his name. He kid from Hawaii, Walter Payton, Neil Anderson, and all of that. You done had some Jeff Grahams, some Brandon Marshalls. You done had some solid wide receivers in Chicago. And at the end of the day, the Bears have not picked a quarterback since TV been in color.